let's erase this one. If you think this thing is torture, you're believing one of the biggest lies in the musical world. Hey piano people, I'm Ashlee from Ashlee Music Studio. I have practiced the piano for over 20,000 hours. I've taught thousands of adults from all over the world, and here on the YouTube channel, you learn how to practice smarter, not harder. Let's bust some myths. Because when it comes to rhythm, you've been fed a lot of lies. Here are the 5 worst ones. You're either born with rhythm or you're not. Rhythm is not a talent, it's a trainable skill. Counting out loud is only for beginners. Pros actually do it constantly and consistently because it works. Metronomes are just for kids. Nope. Metronomes are for anyone that wants to play in time and play with a higher level of musicality. If I just play it over and over, the rhythm will eventually work itself out. Mindless repetition without rhythm just builds stronger mistakes. Counting and playing with the metronome messes me up, so it must not work for me. It actually feels hard because it's where you need to focus, not because it's wrong. Whew. Now all of those myths, they are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other misconceptions about rhythm. It won't. So let's clear this up once and for all. You are not bad at rhythm. You were just never taught how to count out loud and how to use the metronome. And listen, I understand because I wasn't either. Even though I've played the piano my entire life, rhythm was brushed over when I was younger. I was always told to stop rushing, but I was never shown how to actually accomplish that. And for years, I just thought if I just practice more, the rhythm will eventually click. It'll work itself out, right? But it didn't. And it wasn't until I got to college and had a wonderful teacher that slowed me way down and showed me how to count out loud and use the metronome intentionally, not as punishment, but as a tool, that I started to feel more confident. I had more control and musicality, and I stopped hating the metronome. And now I teach adult piano players this skill every single day. And I've seen the transformation over and over again, not just in how they play, but in how they see themselves as musicians. So if you've ever felt like rhythm just isn't your thing, I want you to just pause for a second and ask yourself a couple of questions. First of all, what if that's not your truth? What if that's just a belief that someone handed you and you've been carrying it around ever since? And what if you could learn rhythm? And what if you could learn how to count out loud and use the metronome? Because I can tell you with 100% certainty that counting out loud and using the metronome are learnable skills. It just takes access to the right information. But rhythm isn't just about pulse, and that's another common misconception. A lot of you know about the Confidence Roadmap. This is a guide that I created that is the complete framework on exactly how to learn a piece from the ground up with confidence and musicality. And in this roadmap, there are 10 milestones that you need to hit. And the roadmap, of course, shows you the order of these milestones and gives you instructions on how to hit them. But it lays out the order that you go in every single time you learn a piece if you want to get to confidence. And if you follow the order, it builds an insanely solid foundation. And rhythm is milestone 2 on the roadmap, because every other milestone that you need to hit is on top of rhythm. And if you don't have rhythm as that solid foundation, everything that you try to put on top of it is going to be shaky and eventually collapse. So you don't look at notes, fingering, articulation, dynamics, pedaling, technique. You don't look at any of that until the rhythm is solid. If you're not counting out loud when you practice, you are feeding your brain mixed signals. And then you're blaming your hands for not cooperating. But once you start counting out loud, you are giving clear directions from your brain to your hand about exactly where they need to be on the piano and when they need to be there. It creates clarity, it gives you control, and that's when piano finally starts to feel good. So let's talk about this little guy. It's not punishment, it's freedom when you know how to use it. If you can count out loud and play with the metronome, even very slowly, you are laying a solid foundation that you can then do at a faster tempo. But if you can't play with the metronome, again, you're feeding your brain inconsistent instructions, and that confusion is going to stick around regardless of how many times you play through the piece. So if you've ever said, why won't my hands cooperate? Why aren't my hands more coordinated? It's probably not your fingers. It's actually your rhythm. So counting out loud and using the metronome is not about just practicing more. It's about practicing smarter for a few minutes each day. And if you can commit to that, you will feel more stable, you'll feel more confident, and you'll finally feel like a real musician because you are one. Now, I am so excited to share with you that I've created a brand new course because I was tired of seeing adult piano players blame themselves for their rhythm issues when it's something that can very simply be fixed when you have access to the tools. And I've been wanting to make this course for about a decade, and I've never seen any other course that approaches counting and the metronome like this course does. It's called Rhythm Made Easy, and it's everything you were never taught about counting and the metronome. It's super simple, so even a kid could follow along. It teaches you how to count out loud and use the metronome the right way, and the format is done as though you and I were sitting here in my studio in a one-on-one lesson. And the best part is that you won't need to spend hours and hours each day. This course was built from the method that I've used in thousands of one-on-one lessons. And in it, I guide you every single step of the way. And it's going to work for any piano player of any level, and even non-piano players, because it's not piano specific. Now, if you're watching this before July 29th, 2025, click the link in the description to get on the wait list, because we are going to be releasing it in just a couple of days with founders pricing, which will be the lowest that you will ever get this course. And if you're watching it after July 29th, the course is available, and we will put that link in the description as well. You can snag it right now. Click now, and I'll see you on the inside. Happy practicing.